Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for the month of April for the elemental energy of air. Air covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or have air high up in your chart, then this message is for you. If you've never had your charts read, it's not a sponsored link or anything, but you can check it out in the description. There's a natal chart. It's just an interesting little tool, so you can find one quickly if you needed it. And there's some other stuff down there, and clicking through those links does help the channel out, the Amazon links. So if you are interested, you can click on those and check out the books or the decks that I'm using. With that, we will get started with our reading. And air, you have the I-ching hexagram, which I cast before the video, of number 55. And that title is Abundance. Abundance and success. The king inspires them. Do not be sad. It is fitting to be like the sun at its zenith. So air, you are really just, things are going really well this month for you. You might not feel it in the moment, which happens, but the energy that's coming in is success. So let's take a peek at what all this plays out to be. I have nothing to add to that first sentence. Your foundation here is on meeting a prince of equal rank. Though he accepts hospitality for 10 days, he is not at fault. Progress is made in winning respect. So this is saying, even if you happen to be applying for the same position, or you're in a business and you're both trying to level up, it doesn't hurt anyone to be friendly for a little bit. Like this one says, accepts hospitality for 10 days. That's fine. There's no fault in that, because you're gaining progress, but you're also building respect. So other people around you are noticing, hey, they might be in competition, but that person's not like being mean or being aggressive. So you want to keep that neutral, respectable aspect going forward here, air. Our second line. So great is the obstruction that the midday sun appears to him as a tiny star. I have to turn the page. To advance now would invite mistrust and ills. However, confidence seems to be on the increase good fortune. So this energy that's coming in on our second line here is really saying, you don't want to get too big for your britches, because like it says, so great is the obstruction that the sun appears as a tiny star. So you don't want to let something get in your way. You don't want to blind yourself from where you're headed. You want to stay clear on that. And advancing when you have these blinders on, or this block that's going on, will actually not be the best option for you. But if you're confident that you know where you're going and what you're doing, this is actually going to be beneficial, even if you are kind of wandering through the dark at some point, because you're going to have the good fortune or good luck to succeed. But you want to make sure that you're not like blinding yourself. Don't put on the blinders before you start the hike, type of a thing. Our third place line. So copious is the rain that even at midday there is obscurity. He breaks his right forearm, no error. You don't want to let other things get in the way of your goals, but you also don't want to let pushing forward, I will champion this project, harm the journey you're making. Success is going to come in, air. That's what I'm getting here. But you don't have to force it. You don't have to run your head into a wall, or in this case, break his right forearm. You don't need to deal with that. If it happens, it's fine. No error involved. It's part of life. We have lessons to learn, but it's not necessary is what they're saying. So just keep moving in the best way possible. Our fourth place line. So great is the obstruction that the midday sun appears as a tiny star, meeting a prince of equal rank, good fortune. So even if that obstruction is still there, you're going to be able to run into the right people. You're going to schmooze with the right, rub shoulders with, the people who are of equal status to you, but because you're being respectful, they might actually put in a good word for you. And the higher ups, if you're looking at a job promotion, something like that, you being respectful with people who are applying for the same position, they're going to take note of that. Well, that particular job may not be good, but they're not being, a jerk about it. what about this one? And you may end up in a better spot. Just saying, that has happened before. I know people who you have multiple people applying for a position, and one of them will get the job, but then two of the other ones might end up in different situations that's even better or more aligned with what their soul journey is. So you don't have to hold on to just one view of things. Our 5th place line: the variegated beauty of the sky after a storm appears. Blessings and fame are one good fortune. So once this little whatever's going on that's not letting you see, the blinder aspect, is cleared up, you're going to notice that things are actually better off than what you thought. So you might get the promotion, you might not get that one, but you might get a different one. So that's where you don't want to get locked in too hard. Have your goal of achieving this, but the pathway to it might vary a little bit for you, Air, and that's what this is saying. The variegated beauty, meaning everything changes and happens for the right reason. We just don't have to keep control over it. Source has their own plans, so when we are putting the effort forward, hey, this is what I want, they're going to work with that, and sometimes our higher self or our soul is like, you don't want that one, let's go over here, this is a better option. So stay open to those changes. Our capstone here: there is abundance in his dwelling and a wall around his house. Yet, peering through the gate, he sees no one. For 3 years, he sees nobody. Misfortune. This is really saying you're going to get what you need, but if you're looking for other people to validate you, your victory is going to be hollow. You're going to get what you were hunting for, but if you're looking for other people to approve, look what I've done, Air, that's not going to work for you, guys and gals. You want to make sure that you're doing stuff for the right reason this month. And if you're doing it strictly for validation from other people, it's going to be a lonely 3 years or sets of 3 something months, weeks, whatever. But it's really wanting just to say you don't have that focus. That's not necessary. Your success is yours. And when you claim that for yourself, it doesn't matter what the other people think. Yeah, you have a nice house, you've got the protection around it, everything's going the right way, but if you're looking for validation for others or to lord it over them, not a good call. But if you keep showing that respect, having people over, inviting friends, even if it's a coworker that they got a position and you got a different one, or however that worked, you're showing that you're respecting the situation still, and that will continue to lead to your fortune and abundance. So let's hop over to the cards. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a little intuitive and you see something different with the cards, feel free to comment down below. It's always interesting to hear what other people see with their intuition, because that's how I read. So feel free to comment what you're seeing in the cards. Also, I read for the month, so we go week by week. This month of April, there's about 5 weeks, so we'll do 5 sets. Each week we look at a guide or guardian, a message from source, which is like a positive affirmation or some support, and then we get a little help from the tarot, a little more clarification. So starting off with your first week, you have number 7 in this deck, the Magic and Manifestation Dragons. This is saying you're ready to create things, Air. You're ready to take thought and bring it into form. This month is about you succeeding. This is a month of things happening such a magical way that it just manifests. The people who are watching, and this is where that ending comes in, where it's like, don't worry about them because they've already been cheering you on and observing. It doesn't need to be validated through the whole month. But what I'm hearing is this month is going to be, things happen so fast for you, Air, that you don't even realize that it's happening until it's over, and then you look back going, wait, how did that happen? Because it all lined up so quickly. Source is working with you a lot this month, so be open to that joy. Your message from Source is immerse yourself, training, learning new hobbies and passions. Whatever it is that you're working towards, I'm hearing that this is something that your soul is passionate about, obviously. But you also have some learning, training. There may be some stuff that needs to be dealt with to achieve those passions, that drive, that movement. And that's where you're immersing yourself in it. You know what you're going to get. That's the success and abundance part. That's given. But you might have to do some work along the way. And this is just saying, are you ready to wrap yourself in the cloak of this project and this energy of creating this, because you're going to be called to do that part. And this first week is saying Source is coming in, supporting you. Hey, this is what you're going to do. This is what you need. How can I help? How can we make this work a little bit more clearly or a little bit more positively for you? And your message from the tarot, actually this is still kind of a positive one. It's number 12 in this deck, which would be the Hanged Man in traditional tarot, but they call it perspective. And it's Archangel Kamael. There's a better way, pause for reflection and insight, dare to be different. I always see this one as it's time to look at things from a different perspective. Change how you're viewing the situation. And when we're looking at your abundance and your success, the magic and manifestation angels or dragons are coming in to be very supportive. You have immersing yourself in this next level. What do you need to adjust in how you view things so that you move forward more successfully? And that could come into getting too focused on, I have to have abundant success. What's your why? That could be the perspective shift that you're looking for. So you want to make sure that you have that perspective, that you're looking at things for the right reasons and the right carrying forward. You don't want to just rush into it going, I'm going to do this. Well, why? I don't know. Sounds good. Come on, Air. You're better than that. And you do have a lot of focus and planning going on, and that's what one of your skill sets, Air, is to be organized. So getting that more that clarity is just going to be beneficial for you in the long run. Your second week's guide or guardian is number 8, Spirit. This is tapping into God's source. These are the dragons that help us connect and open up to our intuition, to our higher beings, our higher self, if you will. And when we really get clear on what we're doing in this first week, the magic manifestation and that perspective change, then Spirit says, you have your clear vision. Let's do this. Pay attention to your intuition in the second week. It's going to be a very active participant in your creative endeavors as you go forward. And when you really get clear with Spirit, with Source, notice that you see the blocks before they become a problem. Sometimes it's just a still small voice. That's where that the sun looks like a star, because it may not be very loud, but it's important. So pay attention to those the little things that pop up. And this applies to that. Your message from Source is the gentle force, consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. And this is calling at you to don't rush. Some things are going to happen pretty quick. It's going to be pretty impressive. Other things may take some time. But when you're really connected into Source, this spirit energy, the time is there. And you just are okay with it. You're staying persistent. You're still pushing forward. You're still doing the things. You're preparing, you're training, whatever it may be that you need. But you're not rushing things anymore. You're able to see the long game because you know that you have these goals. And it might take a little bit. Sometimes it's taking the time to convince ourselves that it's not as long as we originally thought. But that's what's coming up for Source is you're ready for this, Air. This is something you've been looking for. It still might need a little time to iron out the kinks, but you're getting there. So stay patient, stay connected, and see what happens. Your message from the tarot is the Two of Michael. It will all be better if you make a decision. Over analyzing a problem, Air, that's one of your downsides, and finding a compromise. You don't want to fall into the trap of overthinking this month. You want to get your vision clear, get going, get moving, make the decisions, follow your intuition, do the logical next steps, but don't overanalyze everything. The Two of Michael also saying, if there's someone in your life that can help derail the overthinking process, use them. That's what they're there to help you with. You have friends, you have a spouse, you have family, whatever it may be, that is there to help when you're like, well, is this the right next step? Should I do this now? What if I don't do, what? They'll be like, tap you on the side of the head. Hey, what are you doing? I thought this was your next step. Well, it is, but what if it isn't? Seriously? So be aware that that is a push and pull that does come into play here. And it's not a negative. It's just saying be aware of that and try not to fall into that trap, because it can be an entertaining time, but you also may miss some opportunities if you get too focused on the what ifs, because the what ifs are such they can be helpful, but they can also be a gigantic waste of time. So your third week's guide or guardian is number 20 with Lord Cthulhu. Before we get into the book, because I'm going to double check some stuff on this one, what I'm feeling is this is actually a guide from the stars. I'm also seeing a little bit of Orion's belt going on here, so this could be something to do with Orion, which is a protector and a warrior, but I'm also feeling that this is a blessing energy that's coming in for you, where you're being offered a great deal of support. Had to reach for my book, sorry. There's a handful of these, like I said. I love this deck, but there's a few that I just want to be more clear on what I'm bringing forward. So, Lord Cthulhu lost no time informing you that he is a dragon elder and a spokesdragon for the Galactic Council. Of course, that's the Orion's Belt situation here. This will help you tap into fifth dimensional energy, which is a really high frequency. It's also where the angels like to hang out. And help you be clear of your earthly woes and fears, which is great. You're getting the protection you need. It also can help activate with light bodies and the astrological light matrix. If you know your zodiac sign, that can be beneficial. And Lord Cthulhu is also here to help us understand peace, help us understand what we need in our existence. And that can be a very important thing, because when we have our why clear, sometimes we will push so hard to achieve our why that we forget that we still have to take care of our own physical forms. So there's a lot of positive energy here, and it's saying you've got more support on the side of spirit than you realize. God's source is working with you. You also have the energies from Orion's belt in particular here, because that's what these three, too many cards. That's what the 3 stars here in the center are, is Orion's belt. And it could be something that to pay attention to sets of 3. I'm not sure why I keep hearing the word pyramid. Pay attention to those, apparently. And see how that plays out for you, Air. There's something there, and they won't show me what. It's general reading, so who knows. But be aware of how pyramids will play out this 3rd week, but also take care of yourself. Allow yourself the gift of relaxation and peace. Your message from Source are the well maidens: kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion for yourself and others. The well maidens come in to remind you that it's not all about pushing and how big of a pile of gold can I collect. It's about doing it for the right reasons. The well maidens want you to understand that everything that you're doing, Air, is great. You're being given the success that you've been looking for, but you don't want to do it for the wrong purposes. Just to get ahead of other people. Why? Like, why are you competing with them? And that's what they're just wanting to bring you in, the reminder that this is knowing your why of what you're doing is going to be one of the biggest successes that you have. And sometimes the success might come in the fact that you find your partner, your spouse, your wife, husband, whatever you're looking for. And it could be that you discover that, there's a pregnancy involved, and that's a success in itself. It could be that you sign the final papers. Whatever your success looks like, they're just saying act with kindness and respect. And just like with the I-ching, respectful, being open to discussions, things like that, it's going to work out in your best favor. Even when you're feeling frustrated, even when you're feeling down, remember Source is here to support you, and the well maidens are coming in just to say, you've got this, Air. Don't worry about the side stuff. Your message from the tarot is the 9 of Gabriel. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for all possibilities, so you're ready. And that's what they're saying, is you have all of the skills you need. You have the tools. You know what you're doing. Now it's just time to put everything into action. Put everything into play. You've been training. You've been learning. You've been growing. Now it's time to act on what you've been working towards, which is awesome, because it means that you're no longer in the planning phase of whatever it is you're working on, Air. You're in the moving phase. And sticking with your intuition and understanding that you're guided and protected by some pretty powerful energies, God's Source, the angels, the dragons, Lord Cthulhu himself, you're ready for what's coming. So just get ready for the joy that goes with it. Your 4th week is number 16, Roman numerals, the healer. And the healing dragons come in to support you as you're moving. You might be zipping along, and I think it was the I-ching that said something about you may end up with an illness if you push too hard, and that's what this is saying. If it happens, it happens. You're not going to get away from everything. It's not a big deal. We'll heal it and you'll keep going. There's no error in this, but it would be recommended to slow down just a little bit. If you're pushing because you're going to push and you're going to make this happen, it might not be the best decision. And that's what this energy is coming in, is when we start to understand healing. It's not just about, oh, I'm getting over my cold. It's about healing the soul as well. And that could be one of the challenges that comes up for you. Your abundance is there, but being open to receiving it, feeling that worth of having it. That's an interesting feeling right now. They're showing me like every time you feel like you've gotten ahead, someone guilts you for it because, oh, I can't believe you did that and you didn't let someone else have it. The healer can actually help you understand that that was something in the past from their unhealed trauma that they were applying to you, but that's not yours. So this is one of those things that you can be allowed to be healed and released because that's not your deal. And the healing angels want you to, or angels and dragons actually, want you to understand that you're good enough. That's why Source is coming in to support you with this abundance and success that's coming forward. There may be some challenges along the way. That's life. That's what we humans love to play with, but it's not yours to carry forever. Allow it to be healed and released. Your message from Source ties into that. Thank you, with gratitude, appreciating what sustains you. When we allow ourselves to heal and we allow gratitude to infuse our consciousness, it steps into this state of joy, of peace. But it's a peace that goes beyond normal understanding. It's not just, I'm sitting at home and it's quiet. It's that peace of, my soul is clear. My soul is free. Notice the look on her face. She's looking up like, I'm done. I don't have to worry about this anymore. Showing gratitude, even for the challenges in life, which is not easy, but it allows you to say, you know what, Source, I get this. I understand why this had to happen. I'm grateful for the growth that occurred, and I'm also grateful for the knowledge that it granted me. And when we start to look at challenges like that, and with gratitude instead of hatred or the victim mindset of, why did that happen to me? Thank you for letting that happen. I understand life in a different way now. I've seen how this type of action can affect others, and now I can learn from that and not repeat a cycle. Gratitude is a way to also break family like curses and things like that, so you can be free of the past. And like the I-ching talks about, there's some things you might have to go through, taking off some blinders and such, but you're ready for this next level of growth, and your abundance comes with this release. It's not instead of, it comes with it. So you're going to get your success one way or another. It's just how big is it going to be? Your message from the tarot is number 18, the Moon, with Archangel Hanael. The opportunity to improve your plans, listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, facing your fears, growing stronger. And that ties into this thank you energy that was coming forward, and with the healer, to be honest with you. I mean, all three are working together here. Because you're releasing, you're growing, and that's allowing the Moon to come in with her beautiful guidance to help you understand your intuition, help understand those subconscious blockages or those subconscious little squawkers in the back going, you're just not good enough. Air. Everything in this fourth week is saying you are good enough. Embrace this new and vibrant version of yourself, and embrace the change that's happening, because your abundance is coming in because you're worthy. It's not coming in because you put in all this extra work. It's because you're accepting that you're actually a child of divine. You're a child of God. You're a child of the universe. You are so worthy. All elements are, all people are, but you are getting reminded of that this month, Air, and that's a beautiful gift. Embrace that. That's interesting. Your 5th week's guide or guardian, your 4th week's tarot was the Moon, and your 5th week's guide or guardian is number 18, same number, the moon, Luna. So even when you're going through this last week, your intuition is really going to be strong. Your inner guidance is going to be strong. It's not going to be bold and broad and, like the solar energy is really out there. This is going to be way more subtle, but it's going to be that still small voice that's supporting you. And it's going to be whispering all the good things, reminding you of how far you've come, what you've overcome, and where you're headed. And again, you're going back to that concept of respect of yourself, respect of others, and that's shining lights on you and helping you reflect this light to others. It's not just about bringing it in for yourself. You're shining to other people. And that is a massive gift you're getting, Air. So your message from Source is plunge, don't hold back, time to go, dive in. You're ready. You're ready for this new abundance. You're ready for this new change. And the Source is really wanting to remind you, you've asked for this, you've planned for this, let's do this. Source is not shying away this month with you, Air. You've put in a lot of effort and a lot of overall energy. Like, you set yourself up for some big moves, and now it's time to see how those moves play out for you. And I just keep hearing that everything is lining up the way it's supposed to be, and this month is going to be a month of some healing, some growth, but your success is coming, and it's just a matter of accepting it. So, and you can accept that in any way, shape, or form, because your abundance and your success are very personal, and it's what you deem them to be. Your message from the tarot for this 5th week is the Ace of Ariel. It's your lucky day, new resources of money, time, or support, a change in job or promotion. The outcome that you've been looking for. Things are going to lighten up. Things are going the right direction. Just like with the I-ching, things come out all right, even though there might have been some hiccups along the way. Everything came out the way it was supposed to. Your success, your prosperity, your abundance is coming in for you. And it's a new beginning that's being offered with this new level of abundance. So as you're going forward this month, Air, really look forward to the challenges, because it's going to accelerate things. Be open to and grateful for the changes that occur, subtle or major, and really get clear with your intuition and allow that to help be a guiding force. Air, you love intellect and reason and logic. I totally appreciate that. But also remember, there's another side to that, and that's where the intuition kicks in. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. Again, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on some of the cards and messages, and I will see you in the next video.